What is up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video on Lexa Lexus. I've been really enjoying this Euros tournament, and today we are going to be carrying on with our score predictions. As always, guys, make sure you let me know of your predictions in the comments down below, and let me know of your thoughts in the Euros so far. I'll be very intrigued to hear your opinions regarding everything that's been going on. If you guys like what you see, please smash the like button. It really does help the growth of this channel. I think 25 likes would be terrifically appreciative if you can get it. Please do hit the subscribe button if you've not done so as well. It really helps. And please also share the channel too. All three of these things are free to do and they really help. Without any further ado, let's start predicting the final games for the Euros group stage. So let's start things off with Group A, because that is taking place tonight. Switzerland and Germany is the big one. Germany are pretty much already through. They're on 6 points. Switzerland, because of that draw against Scotland, they're on 4. Hungary don't have any. They've lost both of their opening games, and Scotland only have 1. So actually, it is impossible for Germany not to qualify at this point. It's just their position could change. So Germany was the first team to automatically qualify for the round of 16 in the tournament. So regarding this game, Switzerland have got a little bit more to do. They have put themselves in a great position because they have got a 3-point gap from Scotland. And quite honestly, they're going to need to have a lot go against them for Switzerland not to go through. Scotland will have to win quite heavily against Hungary, and Switzerland will have to lose quite heavily against Germany here, because obviously Scotland lost against Germany 5-1 in the opening game. So that very game could turn out to be the game that halts their chances of going through, sadly. But I do think Switzerland have earned their right. I think they've played some really nice stuff in periods. And I think in this game here, they will certainly pose a bigger challenge for Germany. I think Germany have been so comfortable for a lot of the game and this whole tournament. I think they will dispatch them pretty comfortably. As a prediction, I'm going to go for a 2-0 away victory to Germany. It will mean that Germany top the group with 9 points out of 9. And depending what I predict for Scotland and Hungary, Switzerland's place in the round of 16 still kind of hangs in the balance. But I would, even if they do fall down to third place, I think with 4 points, you would practically nearly guarantee going through. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Next game to predict is Scotland versus Hungary. So Scotland can safely say they've done themselves proud. They have really turned around that god-awful game they had against Germany, and they've actually put in a worthy fighting performance against Switzerland. A game where I actually think both teams had good spells in that game, and it was quite intriguing to see which sides were going into waves of attacks. And it was a game where both sides had to be really concentrated to try and keep their advantage. In the end, they cancelled each other out for a 1-1 draw. And it has meant that Switzerland got the job done regarding, getting to the 4-point region. And with Scotland's target, they want 4 points. Win here against Hungary, they'll do it. And they'll give themselves a really good chance, I think, of going through to the round of 16. Even if they don't overtake Switzerland to get an automatic place, I think if Scotland were to win this and get 4 points, it would almost guarantee Scotland go through as one of the 4 best third place teams going through to the round of 16. Hungary have been a team where I've been quite underwhelmed based on how they've looked in the build up to this tournament. I have been left a little bit cold by them. I think just with a lack of quality. I knew Szoboszlai in the start of a tournament was carrying an injury, and he did look like a player that was not quite with it within the pace, and it did have a feeling that the Hungary squad almost did not know how to handle it without Szoboszlai within the squad. So it does give a bit of an over-reliance on a certain player, sadly, and I've not seen enough of other big quality players in that side step up to that position and to potentially take some accountability and some leadership. So it's a real shame for Hungary, because I really do think they could have had something there. I mean, their best chance of going through now is to beat Scotland. They will guarantee a 3rd place finish, and it will mean that they would have to hope that there are other teams finishing 3rd that have not done as well as that. Prediction here, however, is... Oh, it's really tough. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. I think Scotland will fight for this. They certainly have to go for the win. And in fact, both of these sides need to go for the win to have any sort of chance of going through. So I'm hoping this game will be quite open. But I'm going to say they cancel each other out. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Now we've made it to Group B. Let's start things off with Albania going up against Spain. Albania have definitely been a team that have not been boring. Maybe in terms of keeping the ball, they've been boring, but their games this season have been sensational. So they lost narrowly 2-1 against Italy, but actually played very, very well. And against Croatia, they really put up a fight. And I got to give Albania a tiny bit of credit here, because that Group B group looked absolutely horrible for Albania's point of view, but they have been very, very competitive. But Spain, to me, likewise with Germany, I think have been one of the best performing teams in this whole tournament so far. They look so fluid going forward. I think their squad is really exciting. I think it's promising a lot. And I think almost in a way, for not many people predicting Spain to make it to the final, it's actually taking the pressure off them, actually. So I do think they're thriving off that. And I do think if they carry on shipping good performances like this, that's when expectations raise. And that will actually be intriguing to see how they handle that pressure with it being a very young squad. As a prediction, for me, I back Spain based on the squad, the amount of quality that they've got, and just the way that they're playing at the moment. I've been really impressed by them. As a prediction, I'm going to go for a 2-0 away victory to Spain. What that will mean is Spain go on 9 points out of 9, and sensational for Spain to get 9 points with a really tough group like this. So you've got to give them their credit. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Next game to predict is Croatia versus Italy. Now, Croatia are in a very difficult position right now. They've only got 1 point in their first 2 games. It was so close to being 3 points, but Albania managed to snatch an equaliser and have made things a little bit interesting with these two sides at the moment. Now, because Italy lost against Spain, Italy only have 3 points. So Croatia know full well if they can beat Italy, not only will they beat them in their head-to-head, but they will edge ahead of them by 1 point. So that makes things really, really exciting, but it really puts the pressure on Italy. Now, Italy can get the job done. All they've got to do, and it's very simple, don't lose this game. Because even if they get a draw and get 4 points, even if Albania were to beat Spain in a parallel universe, that could happen. You don't know. You know, I could full well see some shots happening here. Because Italy beat Albania already, their head-to-head record will trounce with the fact that they're both on 4 points. So Italy cannot lose. Croatia must win. So could we see a scenario where Italy are ultra defensive and Croatia are ultra attacking? We could see that, and it's very two polar opposites regarding these two sides as well. So it's a very intriguing game. I'm going to go for a 2-1 away victory to Italy. I can't back a shark. I mean, my head is telling me that I think Croatia could actually produce a shock here, because I don't think Italy have been that amazing in this tournament, but something tells me because of the experience and because of the quality they've got, I think they can pull a result out the bag, but I don't think they'll make it easy at all. So I'm going to go 2-1 Italy. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Okay, Group C. Let's go for Denmark, Serbia first. I'm going to leave England to last with this group. So Denmark got their 2nd point on the board, 2 draws in a row against Slovenia, and their most recent one against England. A brilliant goal on their part as well. And actually, I thought they played really well. Now, I think it was a combination of Denmark playing well and England not playing well, but you got a really good reminder of how this Denmark team can look so good, just based on how they did play against England. And I do think against Serbia here, Serbia being a side where They do have fighting spirit. They got that late equaliser against Slovenia in the last kick of the game, or in their case, the last header of the game. So Serbia could absolutely cause some damage here. But having said that, I am a little bit more confident with this Denmark side of the options. And I do think Denmark know full well that they could even go through with a draw, but I would definitely look at it thinking a win will guarantee them going through, and not only will guarantee them going through, but it could give them a really small outside chance of topping their group as well. So a lot of motives for Denmark, and Serbia similarly will want to go through as well. They've only got 1 point, so a win here would put them on 4, and that would, I think, almost guarantee them a round of 16 place. So must win for both sides. Prediction, I'm going to go 1-0 Denmark. I'm a little bit more confident. I don't think it's actually going to be full of goals. I think Denmark might just about edge it. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. So, England-Slovenia is the next game to predict. Nothing could be as bad as that Denmark game. I knew England didn't lose, but performance-wise, it was absolutely non-existent. It was so frustrating to watch, honestly. Just how many times have we seen England take the lead and then they retreat? We saw it, and the most criminal example of it was the Euros final, where they took the lead so early on, and for the rest of that game, they were prepared to park the bus for 87 minutes. That shouldn't be the case. And Croatia in the World Cup 2018 was the same one as well. I could kind of let them off a little bit with it being the first tournament of Gareth Southgate, with expectations being a little bit lower, but we have been seeing this mistake repeat and over again. And something's got to change with that mentality-wise, but could also be just with how the squad's set up as well. Slovenia, like I say with Serbia, are a team that are very competitive, and they really do pick up a fight. They've already got 2 points on the board, and I personally think Slovenia were quite unfortunate not to get 3 more against Serbia. You know, ultimately, I think that equaliser for Serbia really put Slovenia in a bit of a precarious position here. You know, because if Slovenia were on 4 points by now, they would have easily been topping the group with England, but it's a bit of a tough one, this. So I do think Slovenia could actually threaten England quite a bit. I don't know how Gareth will set up. Is he going to try and do the same thing and ignore the noise going around him about the criticisms of how they've been set up? Personally, I don't think he's going to change his style. I think it's going to be the same as it is. So I'm thinking maybe a draw. You know what? I think we'll get something. I think England will win by 2-1. I'm probably going to sound very deluded, but I think just based on the squad, even if they're not playing well again, I should think this time we should see enough individuals getting that individual quality to get them over the edge. And I think that is what I think we could see here. So I'm going to go 2-1 England, pretty much showing a little bit of hope more than anything. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Okay, so we're at the halfway stage now. Let's go for Group D, Netherlands versus Austria. This, I think, is very exciting. Netherlands have not been a terrible side to watch in this tournament, actually. They beat Poland, probably a little bit fortunate in the way that they did in the end, with it being very, very late on. Netherlands thought they could have got 6 points out of 6 where they had a late goal against France, but it was disallowed for an offside position for interfering in the line of a goalkeeper. Very controversial decision, I've got to say. I can understand why they've not given it, but whether I think it's a fair one to assume that it would have been impacting the goalkeeper, I think it's a tiny bit skeptical, I've got to be honest with you. So I do feel a little bit bad for Netherlands, because if they did win that game, then they would be comfortably top of their group and would pretty much be in a really, really strong position of going through to the next round. Austria managed to pick up their first points of the tournament by beating Poland by 3-1. And I've got to say, I was very impressed. I was impressed when I saw them against France, hence why I predicted Austria to beat Poland. And that performance that they showed really did prove that. They just looked a little bit more threatening off the ball. They were certainly a difficult team to break down. And I gotta say, I really do think there's a lot of those players in that squad that just know their roles. They know what they're doing. And it could pose a threat for Netherlands, because I don't think Netherlands, again, have been amazing so far, but they have got their qualities as well. So I think we're going to see a very open game here. As a prediction, I'm going to go for a scoring draw and say 1-1. I think both sides will have a crack, but I think this will mean Netherlands will be able to get 5 points because they've got a win, and now it'll be 2 draws. Austria will be on 4. So, pretty close between both of these sides, actually, coming to the end of it. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw here, just based on how well Austria have been playing. Netherlands have been pretty impressed at times, but not for the whole game. So I do think this is going to be one that goes in spells. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. We're now on France and Poland. So Poland were officially the first team eliminated from Euro 2024. I know points-wise they could still draw on points with Austria, but because of the head-to-head record and for how bad they did lose against Austria, it is impossible for Poland to overcome that, sadly. So Poland are out. France are in a very strong position. They are on 4 points. They've not guaranteed that place just yet for the round of 16. I mean, again, 4 points could be enough to be ranked in the best third place teams. But having said that, you want to get that guarantee. But I think we're going to get a strong France team. They'll know that they need to try and finish the group on a high, and I think they'll do that. And I think Poland, now we've got nothing to play for, I think they will actually really help France in that way. As a prediction, I'm going to go for a 3-0 win to France. I think it's going to be relatively comfortable. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. So Group E has got something really unique. All 4 of the teams in this group have got 3 points each, meaning no place has been confirmed yet. So this is going to be really exciting. So let's go Slovakia versus Romania first. So Slovakia and Romania have both picked up incredible results for themselves, beating Belgium and Ukraine respectively. But they have to end their differences here and feel like that certainly one of them will have a strong chance going into the round of 16 over the others, surely. And the shameful part of it is that not all of them can go through. So it really puts the pressure on. I do think both these squads have got some really exciting players. As a prediction, I'm going to go for a very unhelpful 1-1 draw. But that draw actually means a little bit more from what you think regarding the next game in the group, which I'm going to predict now, Ukraine-Belgium. If any of these sides lose and both Slovakia and Romania draw, that means whoever loses in this game between Ukraine and Belgium will finish bottom of the group. But then, flip side of that, if the draw happens between Slovakia and Romania and whichever side wins, they top the group. So there is so many applications that could happen regarding this 2 set of games. But Ukraine showed a great improvement. They had to try and build themselves into it. I think it did take a little bit longer than expected, but the scoreline was positive for Ukraine in the end, and Slovakia made it quite difficult for them. Belgium, again, had to kind of grow into it. They weren't necessarily at their 5-star best against Romania, but they got the job done. So essentially, both Ukraine and Belgium have got to improve in their game, but they've really got to up their game if any of them are going to have a chance of going through. It could very well be that one goes through and one gets sent home in this match. As a prediction, I'm going to go for a 2-1 away victory to Belgium, simply just down to the squad quality, squad depth, and I do think the experience as well could carry them here. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. So we've now made it to the final group, Group F. So I'm quite nervy to predict this one. Czechia versus Turkey. Now, a big opportunity miss for Czechia. They could not beat Georgia, despite having over 26 shots in that game, and Georgia only having 4. It was certainly a very defense-minded performance by Georgia, but they got the job done. They got a point on the board, their very first point in a major Euros competition. So I'm really pleased for Georgia on that front there. But it's really put Czech but it's really put Czechia in a really difficult position here because they've only got 1 point right now, and if they don't win this game against Turkey, I don't even care if they do finish above Georgia still. They will certainly not be within the top 4 best third place teams. So Turkey and both Czechia actually really need a win here. So the thing is with Turkey, they've already got their win on the board by beating Georgia. That defeat they had against Portugal was quite embarrassing in so many ways, especially the own goal. But because they got that win, they've given themselves a bit of a decent cushion there. Czechia have managed to close the gap by 1 point, and same with Georgia, and that's really like the only change that the table has made in that front. So Turkey still very strong favourites to finish second in that group, but Czechia certainly need to get a result here if they want to have any chance of going through. Must win. Prediction tells me we'll get goals. I'm going to say a 2-2 draw in this game, actually. Probably a bit of a bizarre choice, but I can see Turkey being quite free scoring, but I think Czechia will hit back knowing that a win is going to take them through. But I personally don't think it'll be enough, and this will mean that Czechia will be eliminated from Euro 2024, even if they finish third. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. So the final game to predict in this batch of games is Georgia versus Portugal. Portugal did look relatively comfortable against Turkey, even though it was kind of aided to their favour. They still had to play pretty well in their regard as well and still maintain a professional performance. They did that, and they're facing a Georgia side where they maybe could have a little bit of hope with the fact that they picked up their point, and it could give a positive momentum. But having said that, based on the stats, it did look like to me that once Georgia got that goal, they did not have any intent of attacking again. So I really do hope that it's not going to be a very one-sided affair where Georgia just try and camp their box and try and hit Portugal in the break. As a prediction, Portugal I've been really impressed with. You know, I think Spain, Germany, and then Portugal will then be my top 3 teams I've seen so far in this tournament. I'm going to go for a 4-0 away victory to Portugal, which is sad for Georgia because I actually think they were really spirited in this tournament. But this will mean that Georgia will finish bottom of their group, and it means Portugal will top theirs. So guys, these are my predictions now concluded regarding the Euro 2024 group stages. Let me know again, guys, if you agreed with that in the comments down below. Now, regarding streaming, I do want to do it. I'm quite stacked up with a lot of work on my mind, but I definitely want to see if I can find a way to maybe watch the England game. That could be a really good idea as well. So I'm going to try my best because I've not streamed the game so far, but I do have the intention of doing so. So keep your eyes peeled on Lexas, and EFL stuff will start slowly coming back as well. Again, just really busy, but I will eventually find the time. I want to improve many things, the layout, my audio, everything I want to improve, and I will have to dedicate a weekend for it. Right, so that is everything I need to say regarding announcements and my predictions. If you guys enjoyed the video, please smash the like button, it really does help. Please do hit the subscribe button if you're not done so too, and please also share the channel as well. All 3 of these things really do help. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are legendary for starting in this video, and as always, I'll see you guys soon. Take care, everyone.